With the 2023 playoffs approaching, it's time to examine some playoff matchups. And we're first going to start off with the 3rd seed versus the 6th seed. Two teams that have honestly been pretty good this year. You have the 54-28 Philadelphia 76ers versus the 45-37 Brooklyn Nets. And I'm really excited to see how this playoff series goes. I mean, I wouldn't say there's a clear, okay, maybe there is a clear favorite, but like I still think that the Nets and Sixers, it's going to be a good series throughout the entire NBA. Now that the playoffs are set, I'm really excited to see how all these matchups what happens. I'll make a couple more videos about a couple other matchups, but we're first going to start off with the Sixers versus the Nets. And so far, starting off with the Sixers have been one of the most consistent teams in the NBA, of course, led by Joel Embiid. He's had the MVP. In my opinion, he is the MVP, and he's had an historic season. He's been the scoring leader. He's averaging over 10 plus rebounds. And Joel has just been absolutely historically incredible. I mean, as a big man, averaging 33 points a game, his jump shot has improved so much since his rookie debut. And of course, we know how dominant he is in the post. And then James Harden, I mean, he's quietly averaging 21 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. And even though he didn't make the All-Star team, he's still, I would say, in consideration for the All-NBA team. Tyrese Maxey, 20 points, 3 assists on 43% from 3. Entering the draft, a lot of people were concerned about Maxey's 3-point shot, but these last 2 seasons, Tyrese Maxey's been elite from 3. And this big 3, we hope it's gonna perform. I mean, just the talent. I mean, Joel Embiid has a case to be one of the best players in the NBA. James Harden, we know how good James Harden is. And even though he isn't the scorer as he is before, there's still moments, there's glimpses where he has that just shooting burst, that scoring burst that really elevates the scene. And Tyrese Maxey, one of the best cutters in the league, just emerged as a good shooter, and they've so far been top 10 in defense and offense, which is a really good sign for a championship contender. And then their depth, I mean, it's alright, it's nothing crazy. I mean, they have Tobias Harris, which of course is a really good player, especially his catch and shooting has been a lot better than last season, their playoff run. They have PJ Tucker, DeAnthony Melton, Georges Niang, Jalen McDaniels. I mean, it's not the best. It's not the most deep, and maybe you don't really trust DeAnthony Melton because he was really bad last playoffs. Georges Niang, maybe you don't trust him. Jalen McDaniels, but those, if they can have a solid 5-man just on the floor at all times, and Harden, Embiid, Maxey, Harris, Tucker, and I hope that one of those players would step up, that's gonna be big. I mean, this team is so hungry. I mean, Joel Embiid has never made the conference finals before, and he wants to just have that playoff success. He lost in Game 7 against the Raptors in heartbreaking fashion. And last season, I mean, they lost in 5 games to the Heat. And I know Joel Embiid has been so desperate to win that MVP, but he's even more desperate to win that championship. But then, on the other side, there's still concerns about their coach, Doc Rivers, and James Harden. I mean, they're both known for choking. Doc Rivers, in that Clippers series in 2020, he had the better team against the Nuggets. They were up 3-1, but he failed to make adjustments and they lost the series. James Harden, I mean, last playoff run, he was just not good. Yes, he said he was injured, he had a hamstring injury, but still, they need James Harden to play like James Harden. Even if he's not scoring the most points, which they hope they do, they hope he does, but as long as he's facilitating well, playing decent defense, I guess, but Doc Rivers needs to make the proper adjustments, and James Harden has to play good. Then on the other side, the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, they're a totally different team from the start of the year. At the start of the season, they had Kyrie Irving, but this roller coaster ride has just been so crazy for this Nets team. I mean, they of course traded Kyrie to the Mavericks and KD to the Suns, and honestly, they got a solid amount of role players that have something to prove. They have Mikal Bridges, Ben Simmons, which he won't play in the playoffs and he's not good. Cam Thompson, Nicholas Claxton, Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, Seth Curry, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal. Those are all solid players that if you put them on a championship caliber team, they're gonna play good. I mean, even though they don't have that star caliber player, they have a bunch of solid quality NBA players. Ever since the KD and Kyrie trade, they maintained a 500 record, and this Nets team is honestly pretty underrated, and they're pretty decent, especially Mikal Bridges. I mean, he's really emerged as that just go-to scorer. I mean, he's averaging 26 points a game with the Nets, and with the Suns, you saw the glimpse. I mean, he was more relegated to a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, but like when he had the opportunity to like make a pump fake, make a couple dribbles to the basket, go into his mid-range game, it was really promising. And now that he has the full-time role in Brooklyn, he's been amazing. And then Cam Thomas, I mean, he's still one of the most interesting and weirdest players because like he'll give you 40, but like he really doesn't play. I know his defensive problems, like he isn't the best facilitator, but like he can really heat up, and that's going to be crucial for this team. And then, like I said, the depth. Nicholas Claxton has also been a defensive player of the year caliber player. I mean, I think he's top 3 in blocks. He has the good positional defense, and over the years, a lot of people have had high hopes for Claxton, and now he's really lived up to that potential. And like I said, this quality collection of NBA, quality just players is really crucial. But matchup-wise, it's still kind of tough for this Nets team. I mean, Claxton, like I said, is a good defender, but like he's a little bit skinny to stop Joel Embiid. I mean, like Joel Embiid is so you need to put a big body on him, and I mean, Claxton is a good like positional defender. He's good at getting blocks, and I'm sure he can like do pretty decent against Embiid, but like it's gonna be tougher in the game where they both where the Nets and Sixers face each other with like their new rosters post trade deadline. The Sixers won 101-98, which was a close game, but like Embiid and Harden both went off. Embiid had like 37 points, and the others really didn't play that good on the Sixers team. But like I think Embiid is gonna cook, and if Harden does cook as well, that's going to be really crucial for the Sixers potentially taking the series. Now, Bridges is also going to make life really hard for Harden. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, and he was like the runner-up to Defensive Player of the Year last season. And the role players have to step up. I mean, you hope that Tyrese Maxey is going to play good. PJ Tucker hopefully can make a shot. Tobias Harris, he's going to be really crucial. If he's just going to be that fourth guy that could potentially be that X factor. And I think he is the X factor for the Sixers team. De'Anthony Melton hopefully plays good, but like the Nets may have some struggle. I mean, unless they shoot like insane at shooting, this Nets team might really struggle on offense. This Sixers defense is pretty solid. I mean, De'Anthony Melton's a good defender. Yes, James Harden and Tyrese Maxey aren't the best perimeter defenders, but like they're decent. Joel Embiid is an elite interior presence, and it's going to be really interesting. And of course, Ben Simmons, it's kind of crazy. A lot of people thought that this would be like the Ben Simmons revenge series, but like, bro, Ben Simmons is garbage now. I mean, he got hurt again. Whenever he played, he really, besides some like decent defense, he wasn't doing anything positive, and it's kind of sad to see. I mean, a lot of people had high hopes. This James Harden Ben Simmons trade, Ben Simmons was the main piece of that trade, and like he's just not good now. Even when he was getting minutes, he's not good, and now he's getting hurt. Well, it's kind of sad to see, but like honestly, my prediction, I think Sixers in 6, maybe 5. I don't really want to count out this Nets team because it's a really deep, well-rounded team, but like the Sixers are just too much. I think Embiid is going to feast in the series. If James Harden and Tyrese Maxey could have a good series, that's going to be really crucial. So I definitely have the Sixers winning either 6 or 5 games. I mean, I can see the Nets taking like 1 or 2 games, but I think the Sixers are going to be too much. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be, I think, a really close playoff series still, but I think the Sixers will pull this one out and advance to the second round. So that being said, that's the video. Be on the lookout for more playoff matchups. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on next time.